Hey there, fellow builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Inquest of the Dead. Episode 54. Will beefed up defenses help? Blocking off with another wall. So the issue with that is this is all water, and to be able to build on this tile is very steel expensive. And I'd rather not. So I'll just move things around, it should be fine. Oh, I do need to put the power back. This was, okay, hidden conduit. I just had to make sure. Alright, lights back on. There. And I am kind of okay with them being roofed. I'll just leave them roofed. Leave this area roofed. It's gonna look something like that. And then we'll double up these walls and then mine this section out and probably end up smoothing here so that it's repairable. Sweet. I did manage to get a little bit more wood from our tree cut zone, so we'll put a tree in there as well. That looks about right. And then I am not going to remove the floor here because this will become the path in. Ravenously hungry. Yep, sorry. I'm sure that's my fault. We did just bring you a meal, though, to my credit. Maybe double wall this thin spot. I mean, there's a lot of thin spots everywhere. There's tons of single walls all over the place. So it's like, double walls everywhere would be great, but I do have finite resources. I'd rather use them efficiently. I'm sure you're looking at right here. But the reason to double these up is when we're shooting, these walls will get broken, so we'll have backups. But like there's not a high likelihood that this gets shot by shooters, which is why it's less of an issue. I think, at least. And then we'll add a little space here for more shooters to be able to stack up. Alright, flat screen TV. Sweet. With flat screen TV, we're going to be able to recreate a little bit more efficiently. I absolutely do not have the stored components. Pivoting research. I will consider miniguns. And then, is there ship chunks out here? Yes, and oh, okay, can't get that other one. So I'm gonna allow them to go up to this ship chunk and break it down for components. And then let's see about components. Component, compacted machinery. So there's one node of known compacted machinery, and I'll let them come up there here as well. I know I could, like, tile to... Oh. Okay. Going through the afflicted. Rise it. Kadath. Rascal. Sun Tzu. Lich. Zosi. Chimik. That could have been better. Malaria. All afflicted. Draft on draft, so they return to bed. And luckily Sakura did not get hit. So I think Sakura is going to Words of Immunity on Rascal. So that, and then Rascal will Words of Immunity on like Kadath. So this is... No, stop mentoring. Shut up. Oh, was it Kadath twice? Oops. Oh, gained Sloan. Nice. Oh well. Sakura. Words of Immunity on Rascal. It got canceled multiple times, so I don't even think it was a problem. So, immunity, and I was gonna do a conversion ritual, but let's do a preach health for Bryzik. Because it will come off cooldown in 3 days, and the ritual is in 4. Shambler approach, 146. That is a lot of shamblers. They are not, it's not an assault, so they're not actively coming to me. But I'm definitely going to want a full wall in ASAP, so they can't, like, wander in. Ooh, getting the lungs. So we do have a marine helmet. Awesome. And Sloan is trying his best to get everyone tended. So who's already tending Bryzik? Okay. So we already got our full wall. Or like walls are in now. And now it's just filling in the details. But I really do like this design. I think it will be effective. I think it will dramatically help out our defenders. Because if we can lure them to these kill box areas, what ends up happening as a consequence is as we are defending the gate, the shamblers should be burning to death as well. So it's like a 2-for-1. And that will lower the need to clean corpses up afterwards. And yes, we will have to replace and rearm with turrets and IEDs, but yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a net benefit. I really do. And then if the hay grass that we're harvesting, which is about to be harvestable, comes into play, that will also allow us to, I'm going to plant a little bit more hay grass up here. That will allow us to have a renewable resource of flammable material to turn shamblers into smoke. Yeah, we've been throwing human lives at it, exactly. And I would like to transition away from throwing human lives at the enemies and instead throw turrets and mines. And that will also allow our away team, you know, to have a shuttle away team to go to investigation sites. What's going on with you? Do you have a bad kidney or something? Oh, you're tied. That's why it's red. it's on the cusp. It's fine. Well, that went in much faster than I thought it would. We had the resources. I mean, I wasn't having to like actively defend stuff from shamblers, so I think that helped as well. Put corpse disposal zones in new boxes? Yes, good call. Now, the only difference here is we won't be able to actively burn them down. Because if I light them on fire, it's just gonna trigger everything. So, that's the only disadvantage. I might... I guess it's fine as long as we are starting to detox lung everyone. Because then the threat of lung rot is diminished. I'll have to think about that. Because yeah, that is potentially going to be a problem. Where they like fill up with bodies but don't get triggered. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see over time if I need to come up with a solution or not. It's possible we don't. It's possible it's fine. And we can just leave it. And here's the hay grass. Sweet. Trying to build up the components for the flat screen TV is a little rough. Getting good or someone else. Actually, you know, we could do a tune to components and do a component mining, remote mining. I am completely out of plasteel right now, which is why it's attuned to plasteel. I'm even going to turn off the ground pen scanner so we do a long range for plasteel, because I'm blocked from progress due to lack of plasteel. It might be a good idea to try to set up a remote mining zone here. I don't think I'm going to try to interconnect it with walls to my base. Maybe I'll make this out of slate, because it's just too many walls. So I'll just have to micromanage the security for this. Where we'll run hidden conduit out here, but not walls. And then this door could just be like wood. That'd be fine. And then we can deep drill plasteel. That will be helpful. Alright, so we've got 2 brawler boxes with armed, ready to go. And I want another one here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the plasteel drilling site first. And probably we can't... Yeah, that was the case. We're not allowed to go out there yet. Now where... This group... Normally with the shamblers that wander in, they'll like cross to the other side of the map. Wandering. But that hasn't been the case so far. They're just sticking to their corner, which is fine. Works for me. We never put a light in the other mining spot? Yeah, we didn't have a light here. We should have. I'll plop a light in there for the future. Do shamblers ever leave? Not really. They just like decay and die until we burn them. So it is a perpetually... It's a perpetual problem that we have. It's one we live with. So, Kadeth, you were one that got blessed with healing, you are at 51%. So they're getting cured pretty quick, but they do need tending. No, what? Oh, freaking mentorship. The mentorship thing, like, hijacking manual priority is obnoxious. That is a stupid bug. Like, canceling medical tending in the middle of medical... Oh, for the love of... Stop it! Where's Rascal? Oh, not in bed. That's why I couldn't find him. So Rascal, you need to be in bed, dude. You have malaria. There we go. So Cadet's at 65%, going really quick due to psychic immunity. Ryza should be decent, but not all the way up. The other thing we could do, if Sakura ends up with... No, she doesn't have the Sipho, because I was going to say potentially getting her to bless another one, but not quite there yet. You feel like the malaria virus wouldn't survive this toxic wasteland? I mean, it's more like, are there mosquitoes still? Because I think mosquitoes are mostly the disease vector for malaria. So maybe there's just like toxic resistant mosquitoes. I mean, there's certainly a lot of stagnant water. I don't know what else. Mosquitoes survive on blood? So with that in mind, given that there's not like deer and cattle and pigs and other like blood sources, unless they can get blood from shamblers, I'm not sure that this planet could support mosquitoes. I don't really know. I'm gonna guess without female mosquitoes having a source of blood, they wouldn't be supported, but it's just a guess at best. So the priority now, gear, trapped entryways, and plasteel. I guess the new gear is plasteel. But yeah, that is a pretty high priority. We are bingo plasteel, and that's a problem. I like how Bryzet's meditating in bed. I think it's called sleep, dude. But sure. Maybe they're bioengineered mosquitoes. This reminds me of Fallout. Like the Fallout death mosquitoes. Well, Valheim had the death mosquitoes, I guess. Chimic. Good call out there. I appreciate it. I appreciate you trying to answer the question legitimately, but the use of Gen AI to answer that makes me squeamish. Better than Cazadors? True, better than Cazadors. Where'd that plasteel come from that you're making an advanced component out of? I mean, I don't know. I like it, but I have no idea where it came from. You know, I might want to, because the rot timer for herbal medicine is definitely shorter than... I think what I'm going to do is make this stockpile a permanent thing, where we're just going to put it on a shelf. Because, I mean, in this colony, herbal medicine does not last the, like, 2.5 years that it would rot outside of a freezer. So I really don't have to worry about that, I don't, as a spoilage. I have it in pretty good faith that we will use it in 2.5 years. Gentle Vultures. Lo James, an Archon of the Broken Empire, making a request. She wants us to take care of 6 vultures for 18 days. They're her favorite pets. They are all paralyzed. A harpsichord wouldn't necessarily be a bad recreation item. I'm not sure I want to hear a bunch of people jam out on a harpsichord, but it does fit the, like, Imperial Warhammery theme. What say you, chat? What say you? Do we accept the vulture quest? I mean, I took care of cows. At least this time around, I don't have soldiers to deal with. Dietary needs of vulture? Ooh, good question. Regardless of the dietary needs, I can always NPM. They need raw meat or corpses. They will be paralyzed, so they're not going to be able to choose to eat what they want to eat, which means I can just feed them meals. And nutrient paste or something like that, if need be. So, yeah, pulls up. But yeah, I won't be able to give them raw meat or corpses. We'll have to, like, force feed them meals. Does that work? It should work, yes. I believe I've done it before. No. These... Shambler's getting a little close to base. And while I have access to the components up here, I'm going to go grab them. Whatever happened... Oh yeah, we got it all. Sweet. That's probably why we have the TV. From all the mining. And it looks like the yays are going to have it. We are likely going to accept them. Got it. Now that we've hauled in this junk, I don't really care about the stuff that's on the ground here. It's not a big deal. I'm going to shrink this zone. So, you want to accept the vulture quest. What reward do you want? So, a little reminder, here are the choices. Reward number 1, harpsichord and silver. Reward number 2, Eltex helmet. A atlas map to a discovered quest. A point of interest. And gold. Reward number 3, an archive capsule, which I absolutely have no use for. And jade. You guys can pick. And Operation Remote Mining is nearly a go. Hey, researchers, why haven't you done long-range scans? There was another thing that I thought I would be able to do. We never really got around to it, but that was taking someone like Good. Potentially maybe when she has like a proper helmet and double lungs, but taking someone like Good out to look for ancient dangers out here in order to get tech prints for things like cataphract armor, etc. So Kadath and Rascal should be just about over malaria. 91%, yeah. They're just almost done with malaria. Who's the lowest? Because Rascal has immunity. So Sun Tzu at 67. Glitch at 54. Yeah, I probably need look no farther. Let's do that. Zoshi, you were at 65, and then Shimmick, you were at 61. Yeah, so I was right. Glitch was the lowest. All right. So you guys want me to accept it for reward 1? Got it. I think what I'll do is I'll wait a little bit longer for me to catch up on the sort of rest and recovery from malaria. So we'll add that. New gear, Plasteel, vultures, and entryways. It's a lot of priorities. It's a juggle. But I'm all for it. Nobble and Bryza also need meditation spots. Good point. They aren't Psychasters yet, but they will be, and they need the spots. Sounds like a chapter of a of a fantasy book. Yeah, it does. I will say the pollution-grown psychoid, good lord, it takes so long. I'm going to transition that away from psychoid over to... maybe I'll start playing a psychoid up here, actually, rather than haygrass. Because I want tea. And waiting this long is just... it's stupid. It is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Nabla getting mentorship from his SO. So we're going to take Words of Healing. Let's break mentorship now. So you can learn the Protector Tree. Sweet. I'm not going to teach Nabla. Actually, I kind of want to grab Solar Pinhole because Rascal has it too. That's what I should have done. But what I'll do, I don't need. Yeah, I will need mentorship for that. That's good. That's a start. Uh-oh. Rise is pigging out and has malaria. Should be fine. But it's kind of annoying. Annexus Lake, use the soil? I could build some sort of wall over there. I would honestly probably want moisture pumps if we're really going to use it. to pump out all the shallow water. I just don't think it's... There's almost no fertile soil here that's actually decent, which is why I hadn't bothered, because it's mostly just mud. If you look at the soil fertility, it's barely worth it unless we moisture pumped. And I have a lot of other uses for steel than that right now. Like, I'm basically out of steel, so probably not high up on the list. Oh, you thought that mud was soil? Yeah, got it. That makes sense. Now we still have the pollution removal zone. Let's review that. So there are a lot more pollution removal for the Devil Strand to be done. And then we can consider like removing pollution elsewhere, like where the Psychoid's going in. But we're getting plasteel now. Nobble's like, I thought I was done being taught by my wife. Nope. Or lover, really. I guess it's not wife. Fiance? Fiance. And the plan was to... I'm going over a little bit over time because I wanted to accept the quest before I forget. So here's what I'm going to do. Animal sleeping spots. One, two, three, four, five, six. And let's trigger it. Matisse, Shake, Beer, Velvet, Alina, and Brandywine. Yeah, they're definitely royal pets. Beer, not such a snooty name, but naming your pets Brandywine and Matisse and Velvet is definitely like an Archon move. I must say. That screams, I am an Archon. I am royal. Yeah, Brandywine, just too posh. I mean, they're not like, you know, I mean, it could be worse. It's not good. It could be worse, though. It's not like, designer brands. Alright, we got another deep drill because we were very low on steel. And the question here is, will we be able to feed them NPM meals? I think animal handlers and doctors should do that. Like that's... I think we'll be able to feed them that way, and if we can't, whatever. We end up with, like, some vulture burgers and a failed quest. Worse things have happened. How much steel is left in that node? Oh, bajillions. There's a ton of steel, like thousands of steel left in this area. So I'm not worried about that at all. Ooh, nice. You're about to get cured of muscle parasites. So now that we have... Okay, we haven't gotten Alina yet, but now that we have basically all of the vultures rescued... We'll keep an eye on whether they get fed or not. I'm pretty sure they will. And then I might want to close these doors just to keep them... Actually, it's kind of a terrible spot for them now I think about it. Because as soon as they start moving around, we're going to have, like, massive animal filth in the room that should be clean. Do I want to remedy that? They all have Abasia, but even when you have paralytic Abasia, you have a small chance, like a 1% chance per day to just like miraculously not be paralyzed. So it's entirely possible that they become able to walk all of a sudden. I'll keep that in mind. I'm not necessarily going to say I'm going to fix it now, but it might need fixing later if they miraculously recover. And then we have this other quest. So the last thing I'm going to do right now is these quests. It's not to say that I'm going to definitely do it, but if we were to do it, what reward would you want? So this is Bioferret Extraction and Mental Break Chance for Chronicles of the Blondie, Eltex Cape, and Vac Helmet, and Eltex and Uranium. And it's a pirate clear. So this is the last pull of the stream. And then I'll shut it down. I haven't really seen an opportunity. There hasn't been a mass die-off of the Shamblers that are down here, where I can just like clear it all at once, which is unfortunate. I've been periodically checking in to see if there's an, you know, time for that, but there doesn't seem to have been. I'm also going to get rid of the sniper rifles and miniguns. I'm getting rid of the sniper rifles. Normally, sniper rifles would be really handy to attack Prepare a While or siege sites. But I have other ways to attack Prepare a While and siege sites, so there really isn't a use case for sniper rifles as a result. There's no centipedes to shoot at. There's not really a need for it. So I'm just going to smelt them down. I need the steel, so I'd rather make steel out of them, I think. And for miniguns, because of the movement speed penalties, they're just not viable weapons. Not unless we get a bunch of bionic Lagers. And I don't have that yet, so yeah, we're just going to do without that too. Pompadour hair and like Viking beard is a interesting combination. Keep the legendaries. The bad weapons here. Yeah, we'll keep anything that is legend, or keep anything that is masterwork. So weapons I don't want, but are masterwork quality, will have. I think that's fair. And you guys are leaning towards Eltex and Uranium. I get it. There's 20 seconds left to vote. If you haven't voted yet, please feel free to do so. And Bryzit is at 98%. Chimic at 98%. So the stream will end with the malaria condition having been cleared, I think. Done. Well, now that we have all of the... Well, I'll go a little... I'm just sort of curious if we will start manually feeding the animals. It should happen. Not enough food. Oh, maybe... Oh, well, you know what? It's because we don't have NPN meals as batched. So just to prove my point that they'll eat meals even if it's not part of their diet, I'm going to wait till the next person goes over to the NPM and do the NPM draft trick. So the way this works is if you forbid the meal and then you just hold R to draft on draft instantly, it will just batch a whole bunch of meals of NPM, which normally you would not be able to mass produce. And the reason that I'm doing this is now we have all these NPM meals. I'll allow them... They're already allowed on the shelf. That's fine. And that... the reason to do that is... Oh, it's not a valid food. Okay, that might be a problem. I think once they're malnourished, we can, like, force feed them. But yeah, that could become an issue. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, they might become burgers. 'Tis true. I'm pretty sure when you're starving, you can force feed whatever, though. Don't quote me, but I think that is the case. But in any case, we'll have to figure that out in 2 weeks. Because this is where I'm going to be ending the stream for today. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Inquest of the Dead, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions or feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Inquisitors.